back. So inside our storage system right now, we're just going to use the key value pair. And let me try and explain what that is all about. A key value pair is pretty much just saying that in the database, we're going to save a key like jokes. And when we call that key, we're going to get the value of joke array back. Or we can set that value to a joke array. We also have, for instance, snakes, and that could be a snake array. We could also just have a key called time, and then you would get back a string maybe of now. You can do whatever you want, but the key will be kind of the access point, and then you'll get some kind of value back, or you can set some kind of value for that key. Now what do we need to do? Well, we need to make a new function that's called getJokes. Very simple function. It's going to return an observable just like this guy right here, but the observable is actually going to, instead of returning a single joke, it's going to return an array of joke. So again, notice it's pretty much the same code. Now how do we do that? Well, we're just going to right now just return an observable just like we did in this function down here, but instead of this, for now, let's just put in null here. So I'm not going to return anything right now. But just to show you guys, it's exactly the same that we did down here for now, right? We just need to figure out now, how do we actually get the jokes from the database and actually return the jokes instead of nothing right here, which is null. Okay, so how do we do that? Well, first we need to start using the code, and here's how you get a value. You have to understand that we are using something here called promises, not observables, but it's the exact same idea right now. For this example, there's no difference. We can start talking about the difference between promises and observables later. Right now it's not important. Right now, to use a promise, which is the older version of observables, what you do is, instead of subscribing like we're doing here, for instance, we're subscribing to get information. With a promise instead, you actually just do a then keyword instead of subscribe, meaning that I want to ask for something, and when it's ready, then call this function, right? That was the idea about the promise. So what we're going to do here is we're going to say this.storage, right? To get our storage, we're going to say get, because we want to get a very specific key. Now the key we want to get is, it's up to you what you name it, but in my case, I'm going to name the key jokes. That's a value, a unique value in this key value set right here. And when I get that, then I want to do something, right? So that's kind of the way you use the promise. What do I want to do? Well, I want to send the jokes just like we would do with a subscribe. Exactly the same. Notice it's the exact same fat arrow notation right here. We're saying we have a list of jokes and we want to do something with those jokes, right? But we need to kind of move the observables in here now, because we want to end up sending those jokes back. Now we could just wrap it up right here by just sending back the jokes right here. But there's one small problem. What if this jokes, right now I've not touched the phone's memory at any point, so it will be blank. So I'll get back an empty array of jokes. It'll be a null list. It'll explode because there are no jokes yet, right? So we have to kind of make a small null check right here. So what we'll do is we'll say if there's no jokes, if jokes does not exist, that's how you use the not keyword right here. If there are no jokes available, what should we do? Well, I'm just going to say if there are no jokes, just create a list of jokes right here. So we're just going to do this exact thing right here. Just going to create a list of jokes, right? So if there are no jokes, just create a list of jokes. And the last thing I want to do is kind of save that list of jokes like we're doing right here, storage, that set, name, we're going to use jokes and add the jokes. So we're just going to do that right here. This.storage, .set, and now we're going to use the key again, jokes, comma, and then we're going to send in the jokes we just created right here. And then in the end, we're going to return those jokes. So either it'll be the jokes from the actual storage, and if that is empty, it's going to be the jokes we just created right here, we're going to return, and then we're going to complete it. Now, there's a small then call here. We could also start guiding ourselves, but let's just keep it simple for now. And let's just save this, and next lesson we're going to try and see if we can actually get the jokes now. So see you in the next lesson. Have fun.